Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Happy Friday yet again. That's right, another week has passed us by. And with it being Friday, that means it's time for another episode of Yield Weekly Beauty Chit Chat. If you are new around here, this is a long-running series on my channel where I just casually chit chat about all of the fun, frivolous, completely unnecessary beauty products that I was personally loving or obsessing about over the course of the past week. As always, I have a fun little lineup from this past week, and I'll go ahead and list and link everything that I'm mentioning in the description box right below this video here. If you would like to purchase any of these items, read up other people's reviews, look at in-depth ingredient information, yada yada yada, check out the description box. It's usually a plethora of information. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good week. I had a good week. I'm actually really excited about this weekend because I get a little bit of a break. I'm actually flying over to Idaho today on Friday to go visit one of my very best friends in the whole wide world, Lisa. We are going to spend the weekend together, and I'm just really looking forward to it. Honestly, I don't really take a lot of trips out of town. You know, every once in a while I will go on vacation with my family, or Craig and I will go somewhere for our anniversary, but I really don't do much in terms of traveling these days. So it'll be really nice to have this little break from just reality, from work, from just everyday life. It's just for the weekend, but honestly, I feel like it's really going to kind of help to recharge me as soon as I come back. So I fly back in on Monday. On Tuesday, I have to take my dog in for surgery. So I made Lisa promise me that this weekend she's gonna work her hardest, not to put her to work or anything, but her job is to distract me from this upcoming surgery with, I don't know. Alf is totally fine. So this is a surgery for Alf. He has a really large lipoma on his back leg, and it is starting to affect the way that he walks. And listen, dogs in our family are true members of our family, and I want the best quality of life for him. So we decided to go ahead and finally do this surgery, and yeah, I'm a little anxious about it. So it's actually one of the reasons that I'm really excited to go see Lisa, is because I feel like she's gonna do a pretty good job of kind of helping to calm my nerves and honestly keep me busy until I come back and then have to deal with that. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to this weekend. I'd love to know what you are up to for your weekend plans. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to let me know what you were loving this past week as well. And without further ado, let's dive into this week's faves. We're gonna start where we always do, which is with perfume. So let's dive into some fragrance. Okay, let's talk perfume, guys. The first one that I want to mention is a fragrance from Nest. This is the Nest Lychee Rose. I obviously just have this in the travel size here. I wore this a couple days this past week, and it just reminded me how lovely this is. This is definitely one of those fragrances from Nest that has worked its way into like my top Nest favorites. It is one where I do fully intend on purchasing the full size after I'm done with the travel size here. This is a very sweet rose that has a true lychee note to it. It's definitely a sweeter floral. So if you don't like super sweet florals, this might not be one that you want to consider. But listen, if you happen to be at a Sephora, if you're at the mall this weekend, pop in and check this out. It is so unique. I'm a huge fan of lychee, or lychee, however you say it. I've always said lychee. I love to consume lychee. I think it's a really delicious fruit, but I love the very unique, sweet tang that lychees have to them. And I think it's just such an interesting complement to the rose in this fragrance. If you're looking for a very unique, interesting summer floral that, like I said, has some true sweetness and a little bit of a tang to it, I think this is totally worth checking out. Definitely one, like I said, that I will personally be purchasing the full size of. I'm glad I started out with the travel size. I think that's always a good thing to do if a travel size is available, but yeah, it definitely captured my heart. As soon as I stuck my nose in it, I was like, I should have probably just bought the full size and, you know, put the, what did I pay for this? Like 32 bucks or something. I could have put that towards the larger size, but you live, you learn. All right, next. Okay, summer is here. I don't know. I feel like after Memorial Day, it's pretty much summer. The weather here in Oregon is heating up. It's supposed to be so warm in Idaho this weekend. I was kind of complaining to Lisa. I was like, you couldn't, you know, like summon the 75 degrees. I think it's gonna be like 90 when I'm there. So anyway, I actually plan on taking this with me this weekend. This is the 7 Virtues Coconut Sun. I love this. This is definitely, listen, it's a coconut first. It does have a floral component to it. And it also has a little bit of like, almost like a saltiness to it, like a beachy ocean air type of vibe. But man, I love this one. But if you've been here for any amount of time, you know that I am a sucker for any of the 7 Virtue fragrances. I just think they are so beautiful. These are so long lasting. This truly is one of my like all-time favorite higher end perfume brands. I've discovered, you know, some less expensive brands as of late, but the 7 Virtues will always be one of those perfume brands that I go back to when they put out something new that grabs my attention, and I will always spend the money on it. Man, this one is just, it's absolutely perfect for summer. I will definitely be doing a summertime perfume suggestions video, and this will 110% be a part of that video because I think it's absolutely worth checking out. Again, if you happen to be at a Sephora anytime soon, walk over to the 7 Virtues fragrances. Most Sephoras, at least the ones in my area, carry this brand in store. Stick your nose in this. Well, don't stick it up your nose. Spray it on a little tester. But I'm telling you, it's a must. It's a summertime must. Love it. Okay, this one here, I almost feel like I shouldn't mention it. I did do an in-depth review of this fragrance. This is one of those amazing affordable brands that I recently discovered. This is Zamaya Awatif. This particular fragrance is somewhat similar. It's definitely in the same family as the Carolina Herrera Good Girl Blush fragrance, but this is a little less sweet than that. But I adore this. Unfortunately, I think it's still sold out as of right now. It will come back in stock. It will come back in stock. Guess how much I paid for this perfume? When this was first released, it was $35. Plus, I used my own discount code. So there's that. But you guys, this is so beautiful. This bottle is so weighty. This is 3.4 fluid ounces. This is an eau de parfum. This is so long lasting on the skin. Man, I think this is also a really great floral option for the summer. I have fallen in love with the Zamaya fragrances. I actually first discovered them because they reached out to me and asked if I might be interested in reviewing some of their fragrances here on my channel. And since I was interested in kind of diving into the Arabic or Arabian perfumes, I was like, yeah, sure, why not? That was a good move on my part because I think that I have found a new favorite perfume brand here, and these are just crazy affordable. The thing that I keep saying about these Zamaya fragrances is that I cannot get over the price point for the quality and the amount of perfume that you are getting. Again, 3.4 fluid ounces, $35. I don't know, man. I don't know how they do it. That's a crazy good deal, right? Anyway, I'm a little late to the Arabic perfume train here. It took me a while to get on it, but I am definitely chugging along. I have also dug a little bit into Paris Corner in a couple months. Listen, I'm gonna have to take a little break in terms of purchases here for a little while because Alf's surgery is not cheap. but he is my priority. So my funds for the next little bit here are going to pay off this surgery. So I'm gonna have to cool my jets, but Latafa is another brand. There's a few more Arabic brands that I want to dive into, and they're definitely affordable. So I'm gonna be going more down that route probably here in the future. But anyway, this is fantastic if you're in the market for a really pretty, sexy, like summertime date night floral scent. I don't think you can go wrong with this one. They do restock their fragrances, so check back. They gave me a 15% discount code when they first reached out. I also have a link that they gave me. If you click that link, I believe that it just it just automatically applies the discount in cart. So you shouldn't have to add the discount code, but I'll put the discount code down below as well. So anyway, next let's talk some hair care. I just have a shampoo and conditioner that I want to mention. This is the Pureology Pure Volume shampoo and conditioner. Listen, I have loved Pureology for years. I actually started with their Hydrate line, still love the Hydrate line. And then I went ahead and tried their Strength Cure Blonde shampoo and conditioner. Love that. I own both the Hydrate and the Strength Cure Blonde in the liter sizes. And another fun fact is that I actually also own this in the liter sizes as well. But when I first tried the Pure Volume line, I decided to just start out with the smaller sizes, fell in love, and then when Ulta was having a sale on their jumbo sizes, I went ahead and used some of my rewards to purchase the liters of the volume shampoo and conditioner for free. This is why I love the Ulta Rewards program. Didn't even have to pay for it. So I am just refilling these and keeping these in my bathroom. But this is also the shampoo and conditioner that I am taking with me when I am traveling this weekend. This really does amp up the volume in my hair. This week has kind of been a week where I haven't really done a whole lot with my hair. I've kind of preferred a little bit more of a low volume look, but I've still been using this particular shampoo and conditioner most days this week, and it's just really gentle. It really doesn't dry my hair out. Sometimes volumizing shampoos and conditioners I feel like can be a little bit more drying. That is not the case with the Pureology. I just love this hair care line. It is expensive. I only ever really purchase it when I can get it on sale at Ulta, and then I go ahead and purchase the liter sizes because I love the brand, right? Like that's a little bit more economical for me. And then I have like a year's worth of shampoo and conditioner from them. But yeah, listen, if you are looking for a really great volumizing line and you don't mind splurging on your hair care, like your shampoos and conditioners, I honestly can't recommend this line from them enough. It's fabulous and just works really, really well for my fine, flat hair. It, for whatever reason, does amp up the volume just a little bit. So if you're in the market for a volumizing shampoo and conditioner, I would say give that one a try because it's really, really, really good. So definitely love that. And I need to go pack that up so that it comes with me to Idaho this weekend. Let's talk skincare. I have 3 different things that I want to mention for skincare from this past week. The first thing I want to mention is the Dermalogica Clear Start Clarifying Bacne Spray. This is a 1% salicylic acid spray. I have recently started breaking out just kind of randomly here and there on my chest, of all places. I have never dealt with breakouts on my chest or my back. I guess knock on wood, I certainly did break out on my face during my teen years. That mostly cleared up when I was in my 20s. I still continue to struggle with blackheads during that time and just really congested skin, but not a ton of breakouts, right? So the fact that I just randomly have had these little breakouts pop up on my chest is a little bit, it's different for me. So I already had this in my skincare collection, so I decided to go ahead and bust this out. Now, this is a back knee spray, if you will, but you can certainly use it on your chest as well. So I have been applying this twice a day now, actually for, I would say, the last couple of weeks. And you guys, there is not a single breakout to be found on my chest here, my décolletage, if you will. This stuff works great. It is also not drying or irritating to my skin at all. And if you really did need to use this for your back, if you have back breakouts, this is one of those continuous sprays. So you can actually like apply this to your own back. You don't need someone to help you with that. It dries within a couple of minutes. And I tell you what, it clears up breakouts like that. So I think this might have to be a staple in my skincare collection going forward. Now, I could certainly bring down my Paula's Choice BHA onto my chest, but I don't know. I already had this, and I really like the fact that I could just very quickly spray it onto my skin. It takes a few minutes to dry down. This was not drying at all, not irritating to my skin in any kind of way. And I'm telling you, it cleared up the breakouts so fast. So if you struggle with back knee and you're looking for something to treat that, where you don't need somebody else's help applying the product onto your back, I would highly suggest something like this. This is fantastic. So glad that I remembered that I had this, and glad I decided to just start hosing myself down with it, because after cleansing my skin in the morning and the evening, this is basically all that I've been applying to my chest area. I haven't even put on a moisturizer in that area afterwards. Definitely still, you know, on my neck, but I just let this kind of be the only thing, and man, cleared it up right away. Craig actually sometimes will deal with some breakouts, especially in the summer. He is in a field where he works outside. Obviously, it's pretty hot in the summer. It can be dusty. There's a lot of, you know, dirt, oil, bacteria that's just kind of, you know, brewing on your skin during a hot day. He takes a shower as soon as he comes home from work, but he does break out sometimes on his back. So this year, I think I'm gonna start treating him with this, and maybe we can kind of prevent that from happening. This is just a really great product. If you've never tried it, I would say check that out. That is good. Okay, so I just finished my Glow Recipe Niacinamide Dewdrops here, and busted out my backup because I love this so much. You guys, I want to mention this periodically because this is really one of those products that I definitely splurge on, but I really think it is one of those splurge-worthy products in my personal skincare collection. I decided to go ahead and finally pick up the jumbo size. Here's the regular size, here's the jumbo. This was just a better investment for me personally, so I picked this up during the last Sephora fall savings event. And when the November sale comes around, I'm sure I'll be kind of in the process of finishing this one up if it's not finished already. And I will once again pop this in my cart and save a little bit of money on it. These dewdrops make my skin look so good. They really add a little surge of moisture. I love the fact that there's some niacinamide in there. I love niacinamide, especially as someone who has enlarged pores. I love niacinamide. But I feel like that almost acts like a primer for my skin. It's the last step in my skincare routine before SPF. SPF should always be your last step. But it just makes my skin look and feel so smooth, and makeup just, it glides on. It's glorious. I will never not love this product. If you have a dupe or a more affordable alternative, definitely let me know. But for me, I think I'll probably always continue to splurge on this. It's just one of those products that, you know, every once in a while you find something where you're like, yeah, it's kind of expensive, but dang, is it worth it? Those dewdrops for me, that is worth it. I really like Glow Recipe in general, and I've tried a number of things from them. Some things that I would definitely repurchase and that I have repurchased, and other things where I'm like, it's a good like one and done type of situation. But that is a must-have for me. Okay, last thing I want to mention, I recently received this in PR, so thank you to DERMA E for gifting this to me. This is their new DERMA E Anti-Aging Regenerative Serum. Now, this has retinol, bakuchiol, and glycolic acid in it. I had to remind myself everything that was in here, so that's why I was looking down. I have been using this now for about, I think 3 weeks. You can see I have a healthy little dent in here. I have been using this as my primary and really only exfoliator that I've been using from here all the way down to like this area here on my neck. This is a fantastic product. I have stopped using all of my other like exfoliators, like my azelaic acid, my kojic acid, all of those other things that I typically use to exfoliate with, and I just decided I'm just gonna try this out. This is really affordable. Now this is a mini, they call it a mini 1 ounce size. It's 20 bucks. So definitely a great way to try the product. And I tell you what, this makes my skin so smooth. It has not dried my skin out at all. My neck is really sensitive. I have to be very careful with what I apply on my neck. My face, rhino hide. Like I can literally put anything on there, not so with my neck. This thing will get irritated faster than you can snap your fingers. But this does not irritate my neck at all. So I have been using this once a day as my exfoliator, and my skin looks great. It is smooth. I'm not dealing with any flaky dry patches. My skin's not irritated. I really enjoy DERMA E skincare products. I think this is a fantastic, affordable skincare line. If you've never tried them, I have a couple of staples that I've used for a really long time. One of them being their microdermabrasion scrub. I've gone through many tubs of that. Listen, that product is not going to be for everybody, but I love it, and I've loved it for years. This is a skincare brand that is worth checking out. So it's available at Ulta, so I'll link it down below. If you are looking for a new, affordable, really gentle exfoliator for your skin that's going to kind of help to brighten everything up, get rid of discoloration, I don't think you can go wrong with this, especially for 20 bucks. This is worth checking out. And remember, it's on the drugstore side of Ulta, so you can use those $3.50, or sometimes they'll even have like a 5 off of 15 coupons. They're actually, aren't they having a sale right now? Well, you have to spend like either 50 or 100 bucks. You can either get 10 or 20 bucks off, but they always have that other coupon as well. So listen, this is worth trying. I'm gonna use it for a few more weeks, and then I'll do more of like an in-depth review, but I don't know, man, this is really good. I was really impressed by this. It kind of showed up by surprise in the mail, and I was like, oh, hey, fun. Let's get rid of some of the other exfoliators for a little while and just try this out, and guess what? It's a winner. So, well, that's definitely worth checking out. Okay, we just have makeup to discuss, so let's go through that, and then we'll wrap it up. Not a whole lot to mention here in terms of makeup, but I thought I'd go ahead and share what I have been reaching for in terms of what I'm using on my lips as well as my eyes. So I am back into the matte eyeshadow game. It's kind of funny. I go back and forth between matte eyeshadow looks and then sometimes craving pearl or more shimmery eyeshadow looks. Right now, I am definitely in my matte eyeshadow era again. So these are two of my favorite matte palettes in my collection. This one here, so old, but listen, I have never been able to get rid of this one because it's such a good staple. In fact, I think I might take this with me when I go on my little trip here this weekend. This is the Urban Decay Naked 2 Basics eyeshadow palette. I like the 2 better than the original. This one is a little bit more neutral, cool toned, whereas I think the original was a little bit more warm toned. And I think for my coloring, I prefer more neutral and cool tones. So this is the palette here. Is it gonna focus? Yeah, there we go. You can see I have not hit pan on any of these, but I definitely have a decent divot in these 2 lighter shades here. What are these called? Skimp and Stark. But I love this for days where I don't really want to have to think about my makeup. I know that I can use any of these 3 kind of mid-tone shades here in my crease. I can pop one of these lighter shades on my lid, and then I use the shade Undone as my liner. In fact, this is my whole eye look today. And I can get a really pretty polished look without it being difficult or, you know, like having to analyze anything too much. Like, all of this just works together really well and very quickly. And like I said, it gives me a polished, pretty eye look that I don't have to think about too hard. Plus, this is so travel friendly. It's just, I don't know, it's not crazy expensive either. I don't have a whole lot of Urban Decay eyeshadows left in my collection, but this is one where I don't think that I can ever bring myself to declutter this one unless, you know, she starts going bad or I don't know, like it stops working. I've never had an eyeshadow palette go bad on me. I'm also someone who at least once a year goes through and I will disinfect all of my eyeshadow palettes. And I have found that doing that has kept all of my eyeshadow palettes in really great condition, even some of the older ones. So, but yeah, this is one that I foresee keeping for a long time here in my collection. And then the other palette that I was also kind of reaching for a little bit this week was the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, the Neutrals. This is, again, it's aptly named. It's more of a neutral eyeshadow palette, not too warm, not too cool, but just really easy to use. Again, you don't really have to think a whole lot about this one. You've got some great lid shades here. You've got some great crease shades. You've got a really nice deep dark black. If you are just wanting a solid black but powder eyeliner, this black is black. It is very opaque and it gives you a nice crisp line if that's what you're going for. Typically, I will blend it out a little bit so it's not super harsh. I like a little bit more of a gradient eyeshadow look. I don't like a whole lot of harsh lines, but yeah, if I'm looking for a really intense black, that is definitely the black that I go for. So this is a really great palette. This is a little bit more expensive than this one, but listen, they're both fantastic. And like I said, I've been reaching for them quite a bit this week. In terms of lips, I have been trying to use some of my Buxom glosses. I don't know if either of these are actually currently available. They are both the plumping lip creams, actually. I guess they're not technically a gloss, but so the 2 shades are Pink Champagne. This one right here, I'm not wearing this one today. It's a nice like neutral pink. Looks really pretty with my natural lip color. But what I'm wearing today is Dolly Daiquiri. I am a huge fan of anything Dolly from Buxom, but this is probably the most neutral version of Dolly that I have in my collection. It's got a nice, well, you can see it. It's a nice like cream finish. It's not super opaque, neither of these are, but it's just a little pop of color. Works really well with my natural lip color. I've always liked the way that these feel on my lips. Big fan of these. Now, I think that actually I am probably gonna be able to finish the Pink Champagne here within the next couple of weeks. Like I am all the way down to here on that one. And with the Dolly Daiquiri, I am also getting pretty low on this one. So I'm right about here. So I think I'm gonna try to make it my goal to have this be just a couple more glosses in my collection that I finish up this summer. These are great summertime colors for me. Sometimes I like a nice vibrant, you know, bright pink or coral, but man, a lot of times I still always go back to these like nudie pink shades because that's where I'm personally the most comfortable. So yeah, those are fantastic. If you've never tried the Buxom lip creams, I would definitely highly recommend them. Anyway, that is everything that I have for you guys this week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget to let me know what you were loving in the comments down below. I appreciate you being here. Give this video a big fat thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.